Oh dear. Okay. Let's turn all the things on. Ah, there we go. Sorry about that. I had to set up a different camera for the cat cam because the little one is like on a stand on the other desk. But I had the fancy one over here for a Zoom call, so I had to move things around and set up the positioning and change the angle and everything so that you couldn't see the pile of crap on my desk. You know, that kind of stuff. And then, because it's definitely going to be that kind of Friday, I tried to click on the playing Twitch screen to turn off the starting soon image, which did not work because it's not OBS. Is my volume strange? So I feel like it's Twitch because here's what I'm getting. Here's what I'm getting from my volume. I'm getting a green bar that goes up into the yellow, but not into the red, which is what you want. And then I've got the music down quite quiet. I could turn the music up to about half my volume. There. So I think that it could just be that Twitch sets volume naturally kind of low. Because what can I say? I've got an audio mixer here. Although it is this audio track is the worst for trying to match audio to. So if the next track of MusicBot becomes very loud, I'm sorry, I'll turn it down. That will be my bad. Anyway, we're all set up now. All the things are plugged in, including a high-resolution camera of my cat curled up in a cat bed. Hello, Frymaster127. Also, hello, Mitchie UK, Auntie Shepherd, Get to Know Nature, Bigman's Maid. Did I get everyone? I got everyone. Perfect. It's Swordtember, says Shep. Yep, it's Swordtember. It's apparently a thing that other people do, not just something that someone shouted at me in chat, and I was like, oh, well then, definitely that. So, I mean, but definitely that. Obviously, in Swordtember, we're gonna do that. That's gonna be our month, really. And so I thought to start us off properly, in keeping with the nature of this channel, that we would start by building ourselves some bird D&D NPCs. Not villains, but like a mercenary band who are NPCs that are written up that can show up to either help or hinder players. You know, in case we ever put together a bird D&D booklet. I thought this would be especially fun because we can all everybody kind of can have some input, shout out ideas. We can pick birds. We can pick birds, classes. We can pick swords. You know, and it can be whatever we want. Yeah, all D&D games start in a tavern. Isn't the first NPC in D&D a bartender traditionally, says Mitchie UK? I mean, an unkillable one, definitely. Oh, we got Unicorn Duke shouting swallows. We got a vote for pigeons. So, I'm just gonna make... Oh, you're quite large. Two big swallows. Pigeons. Oh, seagulls. Seagulls is good. We haven't done seagulls at all. A seagull. Pandas. Yeah, you're right. Seagulls would definitely be mercenaries. They already kind of are, now that I think about it. If I was going to describe a flock of seagulls... Alright. Horned owl. Osprey. Crow. What about... because crows and ravens, but what about rooks? They're the same corvid group. I glanced over at chat and saw hi octopus. Just saw octopus and was like, that's not a bird, Figments. That's not. Hi octopus gallery. It's like that's not a bird. A rook. A jay. Okay. Let's stop the improv calling out. Hello, Harcraft. Now, because I feel like this is enough. I feel like we've got a good solid number here. And I think I'm gonna start out. I think I'm gonna rook, seagulls, and an osprey. Those are the ones I'm gonna start with. Because rooks and seagulls are already kind of jerks. And I just like osprey. So let's start with those three. So let's see. I'm gonna just look up pictures. Oh, that's a screaming seagull. The first image is like a shouting seagull. Excellent. Yes. Good. Hello, Arcraft. What are we up to? We are doing, for the first stream of Swordtember, we're creating a band of bird D&D mercenaries. Sorry, I trailed off because my cat left and then he started chewing on a plastic bag. I have concerns. What you doing? That's not... You're being real weird. Like, real extra weird. Okay. Sure, Jack. Well, I didn't feed him because he was asleep. But now he's like sideways. Jack, stop it. Stop it. No. This is all live on the internet now. Now everybody knows how I talk to my cat. Oh, now you're gonna go look at your food bowl and be sad, aren't you? Nope. Just leaving. Don't know what's up. My cat's being weird. Right. Anyway. Where were we? Seagulls. Right. So seagulls are sort of aggressively loud. So I'm thinking... we take advantage of that fact. Do something no, I don't like that pose. something. I want him to look a little aggressive. Oh no, sad Jack. Yes, yes, roommate who is watching my stream, would you please open a can of cat food and put it in the cat bowl for my sad cat? I do not want him to eat the plastic bag. Because that would be bad for him. Look, he was solidly asleep and did not answer when I came out. And I thought, well, fine, you can just sleep and I'll feed you during my break. But then he woke up and was immediately mad about it. Oh, now he's eating crumbs off the floor. Oh, poor Jack. His life is so unfair. I'm the worst cat mom. Hello, Hannah. Yes, yes, my poor starving cat. Oh dear. It's fine. He will definitely survive. Because it turns out my roommate has thumbs and the power to open cans in an emergency. So, can you guys hear? Yeah, can you guys hear the can opening back in the background? The sounds of cat bowls being filled. Just gonna doodle some seagulls here. Check white, okay. Just staring at it for a minute, like, I don't know, I don't trust it. It's the wrong person. Silly cat. So let's just draw some seagulls. While I'm drawing seagulls, I'm trying to sort of get a handle on their unique seagull shape. Let's talk about what kind of swords person this seagull is. We don't really need class if we don't want to go that far, because technically they're not player characters. But we should figure out what swords we want to draw for Swordtember, really. Oh, a cutlass or another naval sort of thing, our craft suggests. Michi UK says seagulls are notorious everywhere, Michi UK. It's not just in the UK. They do. They steal ice creams, chips, fries, Mitchie UK quantifies, for those of us not in the UK. Anything you might be foolish enough to eat in their general vicinity. Yes, this is all seagulls. It's not just you. It's all of the seagulls. It's all of the seagulls in all of the places. Yeah, Auntie Shepherd explains that the only reason they're not more notorious in the US is that there are huge areas with no seagulls. It's true. Many states have no ocean shore, and therefore no shorebirds to speak of. They don't know the pain. Not only do they not know the pain, but then like people from there, when they go to like Florida or Maine, you know, a state with some ocean, some beaches, they think it's charming, and they feed the seagulls, making it worse for the rest of us. That's right, that's my unpopular opinion. Tourists to beaches, stop it. We would sometimes get seagulls coming through. I think that there are some that migrate, and we would get some coming through in Tennessee, but that was because we lived near a large body of water, I think. If you live near like a lake or a river, you get them on their way to places. Because we would get them in small town rural Tennessee sometimes. But because of TVA, we had quite a large lake. Oh, just trying to... The shape of seagulls is very specific. I'm just trying to make sure that I've got it. Okay. Firemaster127 says we get seagulls inland in the UK, but there's a limit to how inland we go here. Yeah, that's fair. That is kind of one of the big differences between Americans and any other country I've ever been in, is that the amount of distance we mostly travel. We're willing to travel for like a day trip. Countries like the UK find astonishing and like unacceptable. It's like, oh, we drove 3 hours to get here, and we're going back in the evening, and people will look at you like, why? What madness is this? Why would you do such a thing to yourself? Okay, seagulls. So let's see. Let's pose for our cutlass wielding seagull. I think let's Let's see. Up on 1 foot, maybe? Wing. Like that maybe with then like nope. I'm doing it backwards. And that was not the lasso tool. Where are we here? Shep says, what's the saying in the US? 100 years is a long time. In the UK, 100 miles is a long way. Yeah, that's seems accurate. Yeah, I mean, in the US, a 2-hour drive for a day trip is like normal. It's perfectly acceptable. 3 or 4 is pushing it. Like, you're gonna leave real early and you're gonna stay all day and then you're gonna drive back after dark. But 2 hours is, I mean, when I was a kid, we had to drive 45 minutes just to get to the mall. Oh no, Seagull could be a former member of Alejandro the pirate captain's crew. A failed pirate. Are you coming back? Why did you tell me about it, Jack? Oops. That was not the window that I needed or that I should minimize. Where are we? There we go. Oh, Jack. I'm gonna lick your butt for the internet. Thank you. That's it's very specific of you. Oh dear. Well. No, nothing has been saved. Nothing has been saved. I'll just call it Swordtember 1. Okay, where are we? There we go. Yeah. Hang on. Just, now you're gonna just leave? What? Oh, no, I'm sorry. You have to be behind the curtain, not in front of it, which requires a full circle. I see. Well, that's okay then. Good. So this is kind of the general pose, I think. one wing on his hip, as it were. Okay. I don't know what's up. He's unsettled. Fine. Be that way. So, grab you. Let's what scale? We'll start at full page and then I don't know, make the page bigger, make everything smaller. It's fine. So that scale. Then seagulls. If anybody has any suggestions for how we make it clear that he's a former member of Alejandro's pirate crew. Please do share. I think Michike is trying to think of the hang on, let's for reference, because I really do quite like the idea of being linked to Alejandro, the best penguin. I think we'll just bring up Alejandro for a second. Just bring back our pirate friend here. For reference, too many windows. That's the one I need. Yeah, there we go. So that's our friend Alejandro of the past, who is being referred to. Let's see if I can. He's got a very fancy outfit on, and his pirate flag is a broken wishbone. Alexander in Spanish, Alejandro. Is his name. Yes, correct, Arcraft. I believe he had a surname as well, but I forget what it was. Anyway, that's our pirate friend. Meanwhile, seagulls are weird. What's your quote for today? slopes more. Oh, my roommate has been chosen. The window is not worthy. The cat will not return. Get to know you now as the Lady Gaga song Alejandro in their head. Our craft explains that he is a villain turned ally love interest in the story of Hero and Leon. Ah, yes, the story that I always say I'm gonna explain and then never do. Hero and Leon. So I mean, there's a little bit of exaggeration going on here, obviously. But I feel like one of the things that exemplifies seagulls is their just screaming and their big mouth. So I'm pretty okay with just exaggerating that. Oops, just exaggerating that bit a little bit. I like that phrase, Jack has abandoned solar for anthropothermic power. It's good, our craft. I like it. It's a good explanation. Yeah, I don't know why cat bed was unacceptable. Maybe he's just mad that I didn't feed him, and this is my punishment. Although, to be fair, he's not a very passive-aggressive cat. My former cat was exceedingly passive-aggressive, to the extent that when I got Jack, she didn't speak to me for a month. She would look at me, make a face, and then just walk up to my roommate at the time and like purr and rub against her. But Jack has never been passive aggressive. He's always been sort of passive. But if he's really upset with you, he'll hide and make sad noises. Oh, what? The what from what? Oh, yes.
He was sitting on a bench, staring into the distance as if it were endless.
Excellent.
I smiled politely as I passed, but his voice rasped.
Hi, Cascadia Studio.
A voice like his hands, wrinkled and
Well,
often used, but still
Hanacomb, what you're gonna get is a seagull
It was a question he posed to me.
with a sword.
How do I know these
So
things? He asked.
I feel like that may be worse. I don't.
I stopped as he turned to face him. His deep-set eyes were
I don't know.
I stood a dozen
How one ranks these things.
Didn't return to his bench.
Archives of the Seams people liked it so much that there are several versions of it. I mean, I liked it. I liked it enough to pull it out and show it to you, even though it really had nothing to do with anything we were doing on stream. It's a pretty solid statue. Oh, hang on. What do seagulls look like underneath their wings? This is always a problem I have with bird D&D, is that I forget that they're just white under there. Just all white all over. Yep. Cool. So yeah, what happens is I have a tendency to forget that I'm drawing wings as arms. So I have to make sure that I'm drawing what's underneath wings. Okay. Feet, 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 feet. I need some clearer images of feet. There's one. Thank you for stopping by Cascadia Studio. I hope that you enjoy our little Swordtember beginning here. We're back to Bird D&D because it always goes back to Bird D&D. A little knife and a wing sheath. Where would you, I mean, yeah, ankle holsters aren't great for. Well, let's dress him up. We do need to dress him up. Oh, nice. We'll share this with everybody because this is equally excellent. Hope that Twitch does not mind. It's a statue. Don't look too closely. Don't look too closely. Don't get me in trouble. I have no idea what the rules say about that. Did not consider, but it's fine. It's fine. We saw it for a minute. It's a statue that you can see outside in Germany, so it's probably fine. It's a theme we discovered, which is Amazon ladies riding horses. And apparently it's quite the thing. Weirdly looking at your chat with my image on it has shown me that these wings are too small. So hey, cool. Sometimes you just need a different perspective, you know? Sometimes it's important. No, that looks creepy. The inevitable battle. How to make wing hands not look creepy. Or, you know, not too creepy. Only a little creepy. Only as creepy as they actually are. I don't know. Yeah, well, the horses are usually very atomically correct as well. Yes, they're actually quite nice statues. So here's what I'm sure of. It's a cutlass. Not a cutlass supreme. Thank you, Google. That's not how I wanted to finish that sentence. Don't you worry. But what kind of cutlass? Not one of the fully bell-top ones, I think. I think let's go with ooh, this one's nice. Let's go with this. Let's go with a more open top here. Chicken cutlass supreme sandwich is being made. Yeah, I just typed in cutlass and Google search was like, I know what you're looking for. Don't you worry. I've got you covered. I was like, I don't think you do. I don't think you actually do know what's about to happen. I was like, I sure do. Up there. Yeah, then the kind that's kind of like a rapier and has like a sweep. Because that's fancier. And this is, after all, Swordtember. So. So, now. Is that? No, we need to change the angle. Oops. Because we need it to be... Oh. We need it to be hanging nicely from the belt there. There we go. I want it to be coming back this way. And it's curved, but not that curved. Oh, this is good. This is fine. He's been strategically her next door neighbor here has been strategically covered. But I guess a part of his saddle, I'm not sure that you'd wanna make these choices. It's a very nice horse though. And quite a good lion. Although I'm not sure why we're murdering them. But a very excellent statue. There are quite, yeah, Unicorn Duke says, ah yes, the man on a horse stabbing a lion statue. Yeah, there's a lot of men on horses stabbing statues just in general. It's a popular theme. They aren't usually naked though, at least that I recall. I'm not certain that naked stabbing is a great idea as a rule. I have some concerns about the whole plan, but let's see. So there's a cutlass. What other? Well, he needs a sash. He needs a fancy sash, obviously. Harcraft says it's only fair the lion is naked too. I mean, sure. So it's gonna be like a proper, like cloth sash, so that we can have some excitement here, you know. It's very piratey. He joined this mercenary troop late. He started out as a pirate. Since becoming less of a villain, all hunters made a lot less money. It's, you know. Arcraft says somehow the pose reminds me of a stereotypical dealer holding open his coat, saying, "Want to buy a sword?" Yeah, it is kind of like that, isn't it? Hey, kid. You want to buy a sword? So a part of me is tempted to just have him sort of be basically naked with a sash. I don't know why I feel like that's appropriate or funny, but for some reason I do. I don't know if it's enough. I don't know if it's a maybe, oh, maybe with like a chain. Shady merchant selling swords. Oh, we could do a blacksmith. We could do a bird blacksmith. Oh yeah, you know what? Let's just do. Instead of a skull, he just gets the broken wishbone. And it's and it's not, it's just like a medallion. It's like a medallion, and excuse me, the air is still terrible here. And then it's just like on like a cord, like on a silk cord. It's not even on like a gold chain. It's not really even bling. It's just a memento. Maybe one of those birds of paradise. They're not shady, they're only morally flexible. Or an albatross. Chad is still a fancy hat. Figma's made. Do we feel? I'm just gonna turn off this layer because we don't really need it. Are we feeling fancy hat? Is that, what do we think? Fancy hat? Fancy hat or no fancy hat? Fancy hat. Gotta vote for fancy hat. That was the wrong thing to click on. What was I trying to click on? That. Mary hat. Just see what happens. No, not shopping. Oh, that's a man with a lot of eyeliner on. But no, I'm not shopping for a pirate hat. Just browsing. Let's see. There's the tri-corner hat. You know, the classic piratey one. It's all let's try that again. Tri-corner hats look weird from the side. Is the takeaway there? I'm looking for tri-corner side view hat reference. Okay, that's kind of side view. Nope, still weird. Hello, Tenchi3. We voted for fancy hat without knowing what the fancy hat was for. Just always vote for fancy hat. Gonna have to make this Google image search more specific. Tricorner hat, side, view. Ah, thank you. Thank you, image search. That was very helpful. Never forget that you can be hilariously specific with Google image search if you need to. It will try its best to figure out what you want from it. Much quail, all the quail apocalypse. Oh dear. Oh, Tenchi3 says, always vote fancy hat. You can always take it off later. That's fair. Let's see. And then, like, I don't know, what... Did you ever put decoration in your fancy hat? I don't... Well, that's quite a lot of decoration. But I question... I question it. I do. Oh, look at this. This is... Oh yeah, there's like little bows and such. Like on the side, right here. What? What do you... Yeah, you know what? Remember how I was like, yeah, feathers on a bird D&D hat are creepy? This dude gets feathers. He's making a statement. It's not a great statement. A French fry? Piece of seaweed. Okay. You know what? I take it back. The feathers aren't nearly as good as everyone's suggestions. Not nearly as good as seaweed and French fries. That's just gonna look at some photos of kelp on the beach here. Some seaweed pinned in there. Oh, a piece of sand. Okay, dune grass. That's got potential. Give it some, yeah, give it some, give it some distance. No, no entrails. Also, so bendy straws. So there's a whole thing about straws that I'm kind of don't want to touch. The whole ban straws, but don't ban straws because we like absolutely need straws, but like plastic in the ocean. Like I don't want to poke that with a stick, I'm afraid. I don't want to go near that debate with implied judgment. No, there's just no straws. They're not a part of this. I don't want to Honeycomb. Honeycomb says, how about one of those paper biodegradable straws that has a label that is like, I am safe for the environment. It's just not entering into the fray, as it were. So just sticking with safe, just sticking with the safe sea bits and cutlass here. There we go. Just needed to be a slightly larger fancy hat. Oh, Hannah! Hannah just really wants to put trash on this bird. I've been in this game too long to be willing to make accidental statements on things. I've been in the art game for so many years. I've seen all the pitfalls. Oops. Deselect. Deselect first. There we go. In general, we're going to avoid all things that are plastic. So a lot of plastic is pulled out of the bellies of birds. And while, yes, it would certainly work for the joke and make a fun point, I don't want to have to explain it later or defend my choices. Basically. One of the important things that 4 years of art school critiques taught me is that, if everyone is going to misinterpret a thing you put in something you've drawn, it's not worth it. Hannah, you can keep suggesting trash. It's fine. I just won't put any, because, I see the future commentary. I do not wish to make it. You can suggest whatever you want as long as it's basically family friendly. If y'all start suggesting things that are like really, really far outside the bounds of like a PG-13 rating, PG. Let's not even have the 13. PG. A PG rating. Then we'll definitely have to have a talk. We'll have to have the I'm not angry, just disappointed talk. But mostly it's fine. But he's on land, Hannah. If he had a pet jellyfish, it would be like this. Do you want that? Do you want to? Is that what you want? Okay. Oh no. Oh, and it's like, yes, the puddle of jellyfish on the sand is what I want, it turns out. Great. See, we can have all kinds of terrible suggestions. Just I get to pick which ones we use. That's my power. Hannah says, I didn't know I wanted it, but you drew it and now I want it. And apparently Frymaster127 agrees. I mean, you know, look, I've seen a lot of jellyfish on beaches. I know what they look like. Good. So we've got that. We've got that settled. So now here's a question for everyone in chat, and this is actually an important structure question, as opposed to a joke. We've sketched this out. I usually go ahead and do a final ink once we've done this. But for the sake of getting more in and time, I thought what we might do is just be like, okay, good, this is sketched, and move on to the next bird. If you want to watch me ink it, then that's cool, like, I don't mind. Tell me. But my thought is that instead of, like, getting through 2 or maybe 3 inked birds, probably 2. It's been about an hour, yeah, probably 2. Then we could be like, well, this sketch is clear. You see what's going to happen. When I ink it, it's going to look basically the same. Or we could just move on and do more birds. No, Hannah, I don't think we need a poll. I feel like we're getting some hollers of more birds. I feel like everybody's cool with sketches. I just wanted to make sure no one was like, no, I really love watching you ink. Basically just checking in. But this, I mean, I feel like this is clear. I feel like you get the idea. You see everything that's going to happen. The inking is going to be like that, but cleaner. And I've done a lot of inking on this channel. I'm losing my voice again. I've done, excuse me, done a lot of inking on this channel, and we could just move on to the rook and be like, yay, we did the thing. And then we get more birds, because there's quite a list of birds that everyone suggested, and I want to, so let's, yep, so seagull is good. I'll just grab gull, good, okay, so the rook. Yeah, see, that's the kind of pull that we need. Ooh. I've voted. I've put in a word. Let's close some windows here. Oh, too many windows. I closed too many windows. There we go. Let's do a poll to name the jellyfish who is now the most important character Sarah has drawn ever. Alright. Rook. Images not... Yep, there we go. So the reason I picked rooks over crows and ravens is because they have a great face. I mean, I love corvids as much as anyone else. Crows, ravens, the whole 9 yards. But the whole 9 yards is such an American statement, isn't it? The whole 9 yards of a first down. Anyway, but rooks just, they've got this amazing face. And I love it. Well, I just lost the plot of that sketch entirely. But that's the idea anyway. Oh, thank you, Unicorn Duke. Yes, for future viewers who don't get to see chat, you should know that the poll names are as follows: Jelly, Flop, Splat, and Flump. Jelly, Flop, Splat, and Plump. Those are the names for the jellyfish in the poll. I voted. I won't tell you which one I voted for until we finalize the results. But they are good names. So let's... they've got kind of a... Then otherwise, they're basically crow or raven shaped. They've got kind of the pantaloons that ravens get. That I particularly love. Uh-oh. Someone's stuffing the ballot. Okay. And the winner. Unicorn Dukes, I don't know what you're talking about. Well. In a duel of channel points, the winner of the jellyfish name poll is Flump, which is, by the way, the one that I voted for. I voted for Flump. So, good work. Good work, Auntie Shepherd, who contributed 93 channel points to making my secret dream come true. The flumpist panicked. Yeah. Oh, Auntie Shepherd is telling an excellent story, which is so what's hilarious is that I was going to put Splat one behind Flump. We were gonna like vote until they were almost even, and it was just 1 point difference, just for fun. And then Auntie Shepherd says, but then the Flumpists panicked, started dumping points into Flump. So there are Flumpists. Flump the Flumpists. So Auntie Shepherd was attempting to keep Splat one vote behind Flump, while the rest of chat was pushing Flump. Oh, this is a really, there's so many good sentences at one time. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, Flump is an amazing name, and I think that we should all be glad that it's the Flumpists cared. The rest of chat was flumping. Oh, it's so okay. Anyway. It's not exactly a democracy, but it's certainly fun. Less democracy, more eBay auction. Is it splatters or is it just splats, Arcraft? Arcraft says they could not let the splatters win, which is pretty good, but I wonder if it's they could not let the splats win. Seed Bay. Yeah, I should make a little icon. I should make a little drawing so that the channel points are in fact seeds visually instead of just in name. So we've got, just gonna do another close up here. Just to try and, they've got that sort of rough that ravens get. Arcraft says you can, it does not even require Twitch approval. Yeah, it's I think I can just stick it in there. Oh no, Unicorn Duke says less democracy, more the US electoral system. Wah, wah. Oh. Yeah, well. Yes, Hannah, you can change the icon. You can change it, and it does not, as Arcraft says, does not require Twitch approval. Hannah says, sorry, the cute indie wine shop sold me a bottle with a pink label. Oh dear. Also, Figmas Made points out that when Hannah said, God, I need to redesign my demonic favors, it sounds pretty great out of context. But yes, if you watch Mamad Honeycomb stream, her channel points are demonic favors. And you can spend them the way you spend the seeds here. So I have kind of an idea here, and it might be a little silly. I say as if this is not all a little silly. But what I'm thinking, because I like the pants. So what I'm thinking is something sort of extra, like so. Very like a weapon in each hand kind of deal, a little bit sort of rogue monk thing going on, but like it's like a a, a sword in three swords, just like extra. You know, like dual wielding, but like I don't know. Definitely dual wielding, but like, is the one on the foot silly? Like too? I mean, I know it's silly. Is it too silly? I feel like chat's gonna be with me on this. I'm not certain that I'm. Yeah, I mean, I think chat will come along for the thing, and they can like toss it between feet or like put it down if they need to. Um, Hang on, I'm gonna add. We haven't done a rooster, so I'm gonna add rooster to this list just quickly. Um, there in the corner. Okay. Another one in the beak. Well, that's the beak has to be our crap. The beak is free because that's where they put the spare. If, for example, they have to fly, or there's no point in doing Swordtember half-assed. Yes, fair. The beak is where it goes if they need both feet or one way. Yeah, you just like it's three swords and you kind of juggle them. It's like sword juggling. Um, just I don't know. It there was a really good a really good little walking pose image of a rook in my image search, and I saw it and I thought, this is an invitation to do something silly. This has given me a silly idea, and I'm gonna run with it. Good. Okay. So let's see. This is our little sketch to start with here. Oh. Using all of the wrong shortcuts. Just all of them incorrect. Okay. So that's a rook sort of in general. Now we've got our very silly pose here. Just very, very silly. Looking for a good image of a rook face for sketching purposes. Oh, now there's a thought. Maybe our rook is in fact not a rogue but a bard. it's a vicious performance. Oh no, Honeycomb is describing Margot, her barn swallow, in her comic. So, oh my god, this is how I imagine Margot doing magic in my comic, since there's a pair of essentially magic wands supplied by a demon. But the demon is tiny, so her human friend can't use them. So he's like, hey, Margot, these seem appropriate to you. And she's like, what? No. It's 2 wands that direct lightning bolts. That's how Margot blows up a bridge. Oh dear. Dear, oh dear. Goodness. Assuming that survives my current editing process. Yeah, well, you know. That's the thing about editing. You're a raven, not a rook. Image search. How did this happen? Okay. So. Kind of into the idea. Oops. Don't click on that. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What has happened? Sorry. That was me clicking on Windows accidentally. Anyway, where was I? What was I saying? Who knows? I certainly don't remember. Oh, right. Bard, sword dancer, rook, yes. That's what I was thinking anyway. I don't know if I said it. I sort of like the idea that the rook is a bard rather than some kind of rogue, just because it breaks the stereotype. You know. Also, it means that the swords have to be fancy and showy, because that's the point. Oh, Unicorn Duke. The Unicorn emote. Unicorn Duke says, I'm not saying that I now enter every chat with that emote, but, you know, it's right there. I am glad. Unicorn Duke says that I am delighted every time I use it. I am glad that it brings you joy. Oh yeah, General Grievous Rook. Oh dear. Star Wars. Star Wars references. Watch out. Music bot, you're a little bit less chill than usual right now. I don't know what's going on. You are the ambient station still. Oops. Did I cause that? Who knows? It's probably fine. Anyway. Let's... Mitch UK, I have a fabulous drawing of a bird / Star Wars pun, Kylo Ren. Oh no. No. So punny. All right, let's think about swords. I'm gonna just decorative swords and see what happens. Images, not shopping. Oh dear. Well, those are in the internet's defense. Definitely decorative swords, but they are very silly. So silly. They're the kind of, okay, you know those like really big silly souvenir shops that you sometimes get in cities, and like there's like postcards and like chintzy stuff, and then for some reason there's always a case of like weird decorative swords and knives. This is what you see when you Google decorative sword. Just that case. Antique. I could go with antique decorative sword. Ah, that's more like it. Where are you from? Your antique decorative sword. Well, you're definitely maybe Indian. Definitely not Western. Let's just try some words here. Let's try Khopesh sword. Those are possibly too decorative. Yeah, it doesn't really work. Ceremonial sword. I love the idea of distracting swords rather than deadly swords. I mean, oh no, ceremonial sword. Unfortunately, our craft brings us back to the to that souvenir shop. Let's see. I googled Indian sword, and I got at least one Moroccan sword, and here's a Tuareg one. Come on, Google. I googled an actual country. I just want a nice, short, decorative sword. In fairness, the Tuareg sword is pretty great. And actually, the hilt looks a lot like a pair of Tuareg crafted earrings that I used to own. Huh. Interesting. Sorry, I've fallen down a sword rabbit hole. Okay. New tactic. The new tactic is we look up sword dance. I may also regret this. Oh no, this is actually much less horrifying than I expected. This is a lot of nice pictures of traditional sword dancers. Thank you, Google. I feel so much better about this now. So what kind of sword do you use? So, sword dance swords. Aha! Belly dance prop swords. There's a whole list of them. Moroccan style. Oh, how about okay? Let's see. Let's look at Moroccan style daggers. Those seem fun. They're weirdly next to a Japanese sword and some sabers in this image. I don't know what that's about. But yeah, let's go with Etsy has a lot of sword listings, says Honeycomb. Ah, yes. So this is kind of maybe what I'm thinking, like a sort of Moroccan daggery shape. Make it a little bit bigger and longer. But sort of that kind of decoration. Like extra decorative, you know. Extra fancy. Oh dear, I haven't been paying attention, and the POTU has become a god in chat, and I'm deeply concerned. Sword rabbits. Arcref says no, Hannah, the POTU watches us all, always. There is no distracting it. I see, that was the beginning. Honeycomb says, are you saying POTU is God or at least omniscient? And Arcref says, more like a personification of the all-encompassing void. Honeycomb says, sounds like a god to me, or at least sounds like God to me, or at least a god. Arcraft, we have stared too long into the POTU. Now the POTU stares back into us. Oh dear. Well, I see my animated POTU is having the appropriate effect on my viewers. You know, I would not have said that I'm before I became a streamer, I would not have said that I was the sort of person to troll my audience, but it turns out I am. It turns out sometimes. I just wanna troll you. Oh, I get it. Arcraft says you were talking about falling into a sword rabbit hole. Sword rabbit as one word, which sounds fascinating but also dangerous, and I get it now. I've caught up. I've caught up with what's going on. So like sort of, and then it's got, you know, like decorative pattern. And then this one's a little bit more pointed that way so we can kind of see its oops, too much eraser so we can kind of see its shape. And it's got a little bit more detail going on here because we can see more of it because it's being held in its toes. And then now let's see, is this, I got two, this, yeah, more like here, I think. There. Pull to. Oh no. What is this? What is this poll for viewers watching later? It's just a poll of various ways to type po2 with different punctuation. That's all there is. It's the whole poll. Just gonna throw that out there. Right. Rook with rook with swords. Yep, like this. Oh, and that's a pinky, like a pinky finger out here. And up there. I feel like we actually might need more wing going on here. Maybe up like that. Yep, that's a little better. Oh, and chat is full of po2 while I was looking away. And then let's see, how, it's the other way. So like that. Yes. I was not paying attention. Hello, Bunny Dreadful. Who just got done drawing raven-themed things and popped over to enjoy our sword dancing rook. Welcome. We're celebrating Swordtember. Oh, I didn't get the little pop-up alert that was like, you're being raided. Oh well. Who knows what happened. So we're celebrating Swordtember with oh, I need my reference for rook feats. There it is. Celebrating Swordtember by drawing birds holding weapons. Is what we are doing. No. Pop-up ads. No. There we go. It's Friday tea time. Stream art on Monday and Friday. Is that... Where does the other toe go? Let's just say it goes here. For the sake of... Sure. Then we're going to move the whole thing because feet. Okay, good. Like that. So that, and then that one curves under. That one curves under. This is the toe from behind. Like that. Good. And foot on the ground. Yes, Raiders, Bunny Dreadful, which is a Bunny Dreadful is a great name, by the way. He says, awesome. I love birds with weapons. I mean, what's not to love? But yeah, what's up? Bunny Dreadful streams art, drawing, and digital painting. Honeycomb looks like you do a bunch of D&D. Yeah, are you Bunny Dreadful? Are you you doing some role playing D&D type art? Because we have a whole bird D&D world for birds with swords. We're all set for. That is incorrect. I've done the feet wrong. Let's try again. 'Cause middle toe is longer. Yes. Yeah, bird D&D world. No, Auntie Shepherd. Birds don't get shoes. We've been over this. I won't allow this to become a thing. Okay, and he's got decoration on the fancy swords. Okay, Hanicum just pointed out that in a stream with one of her friends, she drew sandals for a bird character and it had 3 holes, 1 for each talon. And like, yeah, I guess if you design shoes for birds, like actual shoes for birds, that's different. But let's, you know what? Since we've got a couple of raiders, let's pull up some bird D&D stuff. I always love going back and showing old bird D&D art. Go back to the very beginning, with the Po2 bard, and the mascot of the channel, the Quailodin. Just pop those in there. And we won't go through every single bird D&D piece of art that's ever been made, but just gonna pull out the originals, the Po2 bard and the Quailodin, Quail Paladin, and then remind everyone of Alejandro, our our anti-hero pirate. Who inspired the... Oops, did I... Yep, did those layers wrong. Who inspired the thing we started our stream off with today, which is this gull. Alejandro is his former captain. There's... It's all linked together now. There's Alejandro. This is, I'm writing some questionable fanfic for that penguin. He's a really good pirate. So where were we? Yeah, that's right. Finishing our rook here. Anyway, bird D&D. There's a lot of bird D&D. And Swordtember, we're gonna do swords the whole month of September for Swordtember. But it felt like we should start with bird D&D. Now we have to dress up our sword dancing bard rook. So what do we? Oh, I better save that sword image before I disappear with it. It's I'll forget where I found it later. Okay. Make him a ribbons. Hannah wants ribbons. It's a very, to be fair, if you look up sword dancing, it's a very belly dance sort of, although there's some nice kilts going on in some of these images. Poofy pants. Birds don't really wear pants in the, like shoes. We don't really put pants on birds. Belt of coins, leather. I mean, just let's look up bards quickly. Oh, that was a mistake. That was medieval. Yeah, let's click that link. That's better. It's a little bit less chaos in there. Yeah. Oh, that was a mistake. Yeah, it's just chaos in there. Yeah, I'm torn between like the sort of you know, sort of puffy sleeves. This should be on a different layer. Just like you know, like those puffy ribbon sleeves that we've done before. The Landsknecht sleeves. But then I'm tempted to kind of, I don't know, go like try to go Aladdin-ish without being like horrible and cultural appropriation-y. Which is kind of a tall order. Hang on, I just need to reset my brush quick. You know, it's just like a little vest, maybe a sash. Oh, let's see, we got some suggestions. A crossover shoulders bandolier thing. Yeah, like he does need somewhere to put all the swords, doesn't he? Big clothes that additional swords can be drawn from. Yeah. Vest is clearly boring. Puffy sleeves, I don't know. Starting a new layer. Both those layers are gone forever. I don't usually have this much trouble deciding how to dress up one of these characters. Sorry about that. Had to mute the mic to sneeze. Because the air is poison. Okay, wait. I've got myself this image, and I don't know what I'm gonna find out what it's from. I don't know what it's from. It's on Pinterest. Everyone hates Pinterest. This is the image that I'm looking at. It's hilarious and kind of glorious. And I don't know what's going on, but it's kind of amazing. Like, just wow. So wow. Figment's Made says those shoes. I say those sleeves. Those sleeves, that sort of tunic thing, the belt, the whole thing, just the whole thing. Like, this is a look. Yeah. So that's, well, friends. Unicorn Dick says this man is vaguely plant. Yeah, it's very... Arcos says, are those shoes, or did he just quit halfway pulling on his socks? Yeah. Is it just, are those shoes, or is it just like his tights have long toes? It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous, but I love it, and I think we're gonna have to take it as our inspiration. Like, I mean, how can we not? Because he's got kind of like that rough going on, so then we'll just mirror it with like, you know, cloth. Yeah, it splits like here. Yes. Honeycomb says those are extremely 12th century haute couture. No shoes on birds. I've drawn the line at shoes on birds. But just that outfit. Like, just everything about it. Everything about that outfit. And then we need a like a hilariously decorative belt, obviously. That matches the swords. And then of course the skirt that matches the trailing. Yes. Yes, I say. Oh dear, Auntie Shepherd is attempting to beat the competition in the world's least competitive sounding mobile game. I don't know. Mouse Girl says, is he wearing a hopalande? Just words that I can't pronounce. Hopalande is not how that's said, but it's how I've chosen to say it for funs. He has 2 assistants to carry the points of his shoes ahead of him, like it's a fancy wedding. Ah, yes. Oh wait, there's like another. No, you know what? We'll just leave off the weird trailing hood thing. That's a bit much. Mitch UK, it's meant to be impractical. It's part of the show. I mean, the hood is here. I'm just there's too much visual busyness to add a trailing end, I'm afraid. But it was too good not to use as reference for whatever's going on here. Is this gesture right, do we think? Yeah, feels okay. Aw, Hannah's comic is about a half a century too late for this fancy getup. That's sad. The ornate, huge, dagged sleeves are a dead giveaway, says Mouse Girl. Yeah, I mean, they're... Michike says that maybe they were normal sleeves once that got shredded as he juggled. I mean, yeah, they're part of... They're part of the show. It's part of the mystique. The mystique of sword juggling. Also, you can flip them kind of around to confuse your enemy. They'll be hard to hit you. They'll keep accidentally attacking your sleeves, doing no damage. It's actually probably really frustrating to fight someone who has such a distracting let's see such a distracting outfit on. Oh dear. Her shoes were not stupid awkward enough, so let's reinvent them. Yeah, exactly, Unicorn Duke. It might be like trying to stab someone in a bustle skirt. You never know if you've made contact. Or if all you've done is stab the skirt. So yeah, that's oops. That's just so there we go. Let's try to tidy up a little bit here. There we go. You know, I decided he wasn't gonna get a hat specifically because I really like the rook, the little rook sort of head shape where they've got like a little bit of a ruff going on there, and then they've got their kind of there. So I was gonna leave him hatless. As is our as is our bard in the whatever protocol is the reference image we found accidentally. And I think I'm comfy with that. I'm not really trying to be medievally historically correct. I've given him Moroccan knives, and he is a bird. So I feel like oops, don't save the pin. So yeah, I feel like maybe no. Oh good. I've frozen Chrome. Neat. Just gonna take a minute to pause and tell you all that I hate, with a surprising passion, Apple's OS X Catalina. I hate it. Do you know what happened yesterday? Yesterday it went to screensaver, and that would not come back. I have an external setup, so I thought it was my keyboard, so I unplugged everything and opened the laptop and pushed buttons on the laptop, and it still wouldn't come back. So then I had to reboot the whole computer because it decided it wanted to live forever in screensaver mode. No, screensaver wasn't frozen. Screensaver was playing. Screensaver was playing like normal. It just didn't want to stop. I don't know what happened. I've never had that happen before on any computer, ever, in all of my computer using years, starting in, I guess, the 80s. It was very weird. I don't know what happened, and I hate Catalina. I hate it. Also, who decides, you know what we're going to do? Make an OS that only accepts 64-bit programs. That's it. If you don't have a 64-bit program, screw you. It's caused a lot of problems, and I'm mad about it. Anyway, I didn't have a choice. It's a new laptop. It came with it. And I just needed to vent that frustration and anger to you, the internet. Also, it doesn't talk to my printer. My big, expensive printer that I prints to sell on. It doesn't recognize that every time I try and use it, it's a communication error. And it's a driver error, I know, because when I plug the old laptop into it, it works. So now I have to put anything I want to print on the cloud and then get the old laptop that I've reformatted, download it, print it from there. I had to download Photoshop on the laptop just so I could print from it. It's a whole thing. It's so frustrating. And I'm so annoyed about it. Anyway, look at this nice rook with swords. He's fun. He's not OS X Catalina. Anyway, another thing that I'm not done ranting, it turns out. Another thing that it does is sometimes when I open a folder, especially on the desktop, it just freezes for a minute. Like it can't figure out what's in the folder. It takes it a ludicrously long time to like look through it and then like become functional again. And I can't imagine what causes that, because it's such a basic function to fail. Anyway, look, we drew a nice bird. Good job, us, which, yeah, these are all the bird layers. Yes, good. Rook, sword dancer, and we've got this gull, pirate, and Flump, his pet jellyfish. Oh, Flump. So, what we're gonna do, just to leave this on screen, I'm gonna take a quick break, because I can feel my voice getting scratchy, and I'm out of tea, so I'm gonna boil some water quick and make some tea. It's gonna be a very short break, just a couple of minutes. When I'm back, we will move on to one of our other birds. We have swallows, pigeons, horned owl, osprey, jay, and rooster. I had picked out osprey, but I'm willing to be swayed if someone is really excited about any of the others. So what I'll do is I'll leave that on screen. I'll find OBS wherever that is. There it is. Put up my break time banner. Move it so that you can see the list of Oh, you can't see the whole list. Well, we need you to see the break time. It's fine. I can move the list. I have that power. There we go. There's the list up at the top of the screen. Seeing a bunch of Osprey shouts, so that's fine. I'll be back in a few minutes. While I'm gone, feel free to discuss the name of for example, Flump's owner, or this dancing rook. You can name these birds because remember, Chet named Alejandro the pirate, and we all know how perfect Alejandro the pirate is. So I'll see you in a few bits. Be right back. Thanks for waiting. Like I said, I live in California. The air is poison. And it makes my throat dry. Unicorn Duke says, I feel like the bard's name is something dramatic he made up. And his name is actually John. Or something. Harold. I think his real name is something like Harold. Frugalius the Bold. The Nimble, I feel, perhaps, is more... And it should sound, Am I very quiet? Oh. I'm very quiet, yo, because I didn't put the mic back on, I just left it sitting across the desk. So I was talking on a lavalier mic that was 2 feet away. My bad. Oh, but yeah, I mean, because he's dancing with swords, so the Nimble, obviously. Nigel the Nimble. Nevin the Nimble. Nihilus the Nimble, although I don't know. Nermal the Nimble. It does feel like it should have multiple syllables, doesn't it? Because it's sort of like the Magnificent, you know. Ooh, Norbert the Nimble does have a ring to it, but it sounds a little bit more like Norbert the Nimble breaks into upstairs windows. Commits crimes. Norbert the Nimble commits crimes. Guess who's come back to join us? Nolan the Nimble? Jack the Nimble. Sorry, I know that you're just saying the name of my cat. It just... Jack the Nimble sounds like one of the southern folk tales, one of the Jack tales. Anyway, we're moving on to ospreys. Nacho the Nimble. Oh, Nicodemus. That's good. Nicodemus the Nimble. Get to know nature. Way to find a long, important sounding name. I'm voting for Nicodemus the Nimble. I feel like that's just like over important enough. If you're gonna make up your own over important stage name, I feel like you should be really going for it with your syllables. Yeah, let's just quickly make sure that that's noted down forever here. Well, Nicodemus Nick the Nimble. Good. And you know what? While we're writing things down, let's just there. Just make sure that we've got all that there. Oh, Nostradamus is good too, Arcraft, but it's a little bit it implies a specialty other than sword dancing. Did I write nibble? I did. Oh, thank you. I'm I've been having quite the week of dyslexia this week. The other day I typed alter instead of alert. Like all the letters are there, they're just not in the order of the word. And that happens sometimes. It's part of the fun. All of the letters are there, but they are not in the correct place. It's bad with phone numbers too. Sometimes it's all the numbers for the correct phone number are present, but in the incorrect order. That's also a common one that can be a real problem. Arcraft says he has a special way of fortune telling where he waves his swords around and then reads the future in the slashes in his clothes. Ah, yes. The nibble. See, this is the thing though. It's these weird mistakes are always fun. Like imagine how that sentence read when I typed alter instead of alert. So much more exciting. Anyway, let's getting ourselves some osprey practice in here. They've got the raptor. I don't think we've done any bird D&D raptors, really, have we? I don't think we've got. Yeah, we've been avoiding the predators for some reason. Oh, I guess yeah. The Potu is technically. Well, we've done some birds that we've done the shoebill. He eats catfish whole. So we've done sort of. And now that I'm drawing this, I'm thinking I know why we've sort of not done a lot of predatory birds. They don't stand on the ground very well. They're as Auntie Shepherd points out, we did a shrike. They are definitely predatory birds. But yeah, as I'm sketching this, the thing that oops, I don't know what happened there. Please go back to what you were doing before. Thank you. That they're sort of the wrong. Like, they look hilariously uncomfortable standing. Is the thing. that is coming across. Because, like, that's kind of... They're definitely birds meant for flying and perching and not walking. Let's see, what does Michike Rooks eat other birds, Hannah? So we've done one tonight already. Yes, okay, sorry. So when I said raptors, I meant the eagle-y, talon-y, hooked bill sort of. We've not done any owls or eagles or hawks or any. We've just not done any bird D&D raptors. We've definitely done bird D&D murderers. We did a Shrike Necromancer. Bird D&D murderers. Oh dear. In fairness, we haven't really addressed the birds eating other birds issue in bird D&D. We haven't really addressed carnivores. Yeah, I don't think I've only ever seen osprey perched on things. In their nest, in trees. Ooh, a turkey vulture would be cool. Yeah, that's a good one to add. I'll add turkey vulture to the list. But it's 5:30. We'll go a little tiny bit late, I think, because I don't have any pressing work to finish this afternoon. But not too late, because my throat is giving out, and I want to make some tea with lemon and honey and not talk. But we definitely got time to get through one more. So I'm just gonna just generally sketch some because yeah, that's the thing is, like, this is kind of more what you expect, you know? Is the flying attack. So, I like the hand and a half sword. Here's the thought. Mitch UK says the thing with raptors is, as much as I love them, is they're badass enough to not need swords, and that's kind of a fair point as well. Like look at those claws. That's pretty. It's pretty. Maybe we've been wrong this whole time. Maybe actually, the monks of Bird D&D are in fact the raptors of the world, gifted with powerful wingspan and vicious talons. Maybe they're actually the D&D monks of Bird D&D. I mean, it kind of makes sense if you think about it. Like a peregrine falcon, they've taken all of the skills that focus on speed. Quick recovery. Their wings are always unencumbered, so their range of motion is better. They always wear simple garments to keep their claws and wings free. Eagle vision has a whole new meaning. Unicorn Duke says, so a hand-to-hand fighter might do a double jump kick into an enemy and claw shred while doing so. Exactly. Like, let's say a swan, excuse me, a swan might have brawl, and so they have wing beat, right? But like, an eagle can like do that, but also eviscerate you. It's a whole thing. Anyway, that's what I'm leaning towards. Is although there is also something to be said for okay, I just need a whole new layer for this. There's oops. Mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. Back up here. There is something to be said for the idea of, because remember, we did do a hummingbird, and the hummingbird was definitely hovering in midair holding a giant axe. So, there is something to be said for the idea of, let's see if I can you know, the hand and a half sword. It's a bit much. With, you know, the flying. The flying raptor. And if you think about it, the only way to wield anything that big and tall is to either be like a crane, like a bird with long legs, or to be flying. The trick is, how well can you maneuver a hand and half sword while airborne? That was just a demonstration angle. It does not really work as a plan. Just gonna What did I just merge? I have no idea. Neat. That's what I meant to merge. Okay. So there is the potential for a for a sword wielding raptor. Oh look. I found a reference image of them holding a stick. It's like it knew. So there's that. Because it's Swordtember, if we're gonna do an osprey, I feel like it kind of has to be that, or we should move on to a different bird, because we do have a theme. You know. We want to stick to our theme, at least for the most part. Stick to our theme, yeah. Unicorn Duke votes Osprey with giant sword. I mean, yes, it's true. I can do whatever. There could be many Osprey in the future. Oops, that was not the eraser. That was the eraser. So let's see. I feel like what I'm drawing is actually a claymore and not a hand-and-a-half sword. And I don't mind. I'm okay with it. I've accepted. What have I drawn? Let's just check here. No, no. No, let's see. Maybe I did draw a hand-and-a-half sword. Nope. I'm just gonna start Googling different sword. Ah, it's a great sword. I think I did a great sword. I think. A two-handed great sword is what I believe I've just attempted to draw. Yes. Accidentally. No, it was on purpose. I just couldn't remember what it was called. Sounds great. Yeah, no, it's the the thing that I'm thinking of is it has that unsharpened bit where your other hand can move up to give you greater control and a shorter sword. Yeah, anyway. Yes. Mitch UK points out rather that the terms used for very large swords have varied over the centuries, and a hand and a half sword is just one that can be used two or one-handed. Just like great sword, long sword, claymore, hand and a half sword. It's a whole thing. Anyway, what I was thinking of specifically was the kind that has a long two-handed grip, but then has sort of a secondary grip a little bit higher up so that you can hold it two ways, adjust your grip to get your best attack based on what's going on. There are a lot of historic fighting, sword fighting sort of parries, blocks that require you to move your hand higher up on the sword to give yourself better leverage. Ah, 2.5-handed sword may also, yes. Anyway, that's the kind of thing we're thinking for our Osprey friend. Just have him kind of floating above the fray a bit here. So what? I want him to look kind of angry, maybe? He could be screaming. He could be... He could be a little mad, maybe? Ah, yes, we're back to our German lessons of Zweihänder. The very large sword. So let's see, we want him to be a little mad. And then we'll go with floof. He has a very sharp little bill. And it needs to be at the right angle. That's better. Okay. I'm back to noticing every time I say okay. I'd kind of gotten over it for a little while there. But now it's starting to feel weirdly obvious to me again. So strange, the things we suddenly notice. Okay, that's... Selecting too much. Good. So weirdly, we can still kind of have the like almost bird hand thing going on, because that's kind of what wings look like outstretched anyway. Now what's this bird wearing? What does a flying Zweihander wielder? Where? Because armor feels like it's counterproductive if your intent is to fly with a very heavy sword. Unicorn said I would say chainmail, but that would be torturing you. But also, like, how would you get the lift you need to lift the sword and the chainmail? Like, it feels like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna look up, who is it? Oh, Fenris from Dragon Age. Because I feel like he had a hilariously large sword and definitely not enough armor. Oh, I don't know. He's got a whole breastplate on. Maybe he won't be stabbed to. Oh, just a breastplate, just a metal chest plate and like a tunic with like strappy half sleeves. Anyway, but yeah, I feel like you need to. Let's see. How does you need like a cross belt, but like a very specific kind of like it can't interfere with now I'm just it's all belts now. Just all belts and buckles. Hilariously. Okay. I don't know where this is going. but flight goggles. Just oh, hang on. Put that on a. I feel like they have to strap on kind of like like they kind of don't stay on, do they? They need like a chin strap. Oh, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the goggles. I think they're silly. I say as I draw a bird with belts and a giant sword. Hello, not Alexa. Alright. I don't know. What? Maybe a vest? Maybe one of those, maybe one of those sort of sculpted leather jobs. It's part of the strappies. Yeah. That kind of joins those belts. And then comes down to give us a little bit of protection. Just a little, not a lot. That's not where the middle is at all. The middle is like over here. Fix that. So kind of like that, you know? And clearly somehow it's held on with all of these belts. And just gonna kind of shade it a little bit because I feel like it's not totally clear where it is around the belts. Just gonna try to clarify it. So yeah, that like a sleek vest. Yeah. Flight goggles. Nope, still too silly. I don't know. I'm gonna leave them for a minute. I'll leave them for a minute and see if they grow on me, as it were. While they're pretty hysterical. You know what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna draw a sword over here, and then I'm gonna kind of put it. I'll rotate it later. I'll add it when I'm sure. I'll just do like half a sword. No stabbies. No stabbies because you have to move your hand in between them. Eagle, I'm steampunk. Oh, I see we've got some votes for goggles. Auntie Shepherd and Honeycomb. Very, very into the goggles. So, you know, there's potential there that they stay. Okay. Oh, see? Okay, I did it again. Okay, now I can't unhear it again. I'll get over it eventually. Let's flip that horizontal. No. Nope. I'm weirdly rotated. Let's flip it vertical. I forgot that I had not done this at a normal view. Please excuse my chaos. While I try to figure out does that match kind of? That matches kind of. Which layers are we on even? These two. Yes. Now. Just repairing my mistakes, as it were. Quite fine. There you go. There we go. Good. Sword. That split-blade sword looked cool, if impractical. Yeah, that was pretty fun. I mean, D&D can have goggles. It's D&D. It has no actual rules about the world, such as it is. I mean, there's magic and such. If you thought not fantasy enough was my protest against the goggles, you were wrong. My protest was just, are they too silly? I mean, they're silly. Have we gone too far? I asked myself. And then chat said, there is no too far. There's only not far enough. And I said, okay, fair point. I like the hawk putting on goggles and declaring himself steampunk. Yeah, Arcraft points out, well, there was the owlbear cub. Yeah, at least once, Chet has been like, do the thing, and then I've done the thing, and Chet has been like, why did you do the thing? You've gone too far. So, you know. Sometimes, you know, Chet thinks they want something. And then Too late, they realized they were wrong all along. It can happen. Figment's made the one time out of 4,000. It was a quail bear. It was a quail bear cub. Because everyone was okay with the quail bear. It's okay, we're talking about D&D. Owlbears just come up. Let's do some feats here. I need a good gripping. No, they're always gripping fish, which is a very different sort of gripping that involves digging in. But the quail bear cub is wrong, but the goggles are right. Fair enough. Fair enough, get to know nature. Do they have how many claws do they? It's 2 and 1 in the back. Is that the feats? Or is it 3? It's 3 and 1, I think. Yes, 3 and 1. Yeah, it's quite a oops. I have minimized my reference accidentally. It's quite a far away small picture. But we'll make it work. We will make it function as we desire. Hang on. This is we want claws. We want talons to come over this bit. Yes. Is it closer to the inside? I think it's closer to the... Yeah, that was correct. That one's correct, this one's not. Oops. It's closer to the inside. So that one should be like here. Good. Pigment's made. I typed that very carefully. Yeah, you don't want to mistype stick pick. Right. Goggles. We're feeling the goggles. Tidy up the goggles. If we're feeling good about the goggles. Let's make sure that they're clear. Make sure your goggles are clear. See what I did there? I'm trying to work out how the... Because that, I mean, you basically, you have to. Otherwise, it's just not going to stay in place when you're flying. They're held on by magic. I mean, yeah, they could just be fully pasted on. That is always a possibility. Just trying to make them look comfortable, really. Okay, no, they need the back strap. They'll just pop right off. They have to have a chin strap. They have to have a chin strap, or they aren't gonna stay in place. My intention was quite transparent. Yes, yes. Yes, bring me the puns. So many layers. Do you go over? You go under and then over. Is how I'm deciding these belts work. It's a very complicated system of straps. Excellent. Oops, that was on the not sword layer. Oh well. It's fine. Yeah, that's a little bit phallic. Take it back. Circle was better. Okay. Saved. And it's 6:12. It's about time to start the wrap up here. My throat's starting to go scratchy. So we've reached Darkest Timeline, Stardew Valley Mayor Lewis voice almost. But we've done an excellent Osprey to go with our sword. Which, you know, it's all about the swords. Auntie Shepherd, are we doing a Saturday hour of canceling Thoreau? Or are you busy with your floor? I want everyone to know now so they can plan ahead. Because I didn't announce anything. But I did hint about it on Monday. Aha! All right, everyone. There's no Thoreau on Saturday. Auntie Shepherd must install a floor, which is fair and definitely more important. So, here's what I think I will do. Although I haven't played it in a very long time and I'm gonna be bad at it, I think what I'll do is I'll do an hour or two of Bloodborne, starting at 4 p.m. on Saturday. I'll tweet it and I'll add it to the schedule. I'm gonna call it Tea After Dark is gonna be this series of streams. They're going to be different from the Monday and Friday streams. On the Monday and Friday streams, I try and keep it pretty clean, pretty family friendly. I don't really curse or anything. Yes, Arcraft, so an hour later than today. I just don't want to. I usually have to rush to get stuff set for 3 p.m. I kind of want to make it. I kind of want to be able to like eat a full lunch and like everything before I start tomorrow. Calling it Tea After Dark, and it's gonna be. I'm gonna curse a lot, like hardcore shouting curses at the television while I play Bloodborne, a game that I hate and love and hate. I will tell you all the things that I hate about it. I will complain about FromSoft games. I will yell at the enemies. I will say all of the curse words all of the time. So be prepared for that. The audio may be terrible also, because I don't think I can hook both my mic and my headphones up without using the mic in my headphones, which is mediocre at best. But we'll see. I'll try to figure out something. But no, Arcraft says that was not meant to be accusing. Yes, I know, but I felt like I should explain why I've chosen an arbitrary time different from every other stream. Anyway, that's your warning. I'm gonna full scream cursing at horrifying snake monsters while I forget all the button prompts to play the game, because I've been playing Ghost of Tsushima, which has completely different controls. So we'll do that tomorrow at 4 p.m. I will tweet about it later today, and I'll try and add it to the Twitch calendar, which is a thing that exists that I don't use properly. That will be fun. So if you enjoy watching me get angry at video games, which I don't know that you've ever seen before, we've played really polite, friendly video games so far when I've gamed. But this will not be a friendly building a house for Gary in Subnautica, and it will not be. It'll be closer to me turning Stardew Valley into Lovecraft, except that it's already Lovecraft. There's no turning, there's just horrible monsters everywhere. So if you want to watch that, I'm basically doing it so that I finish Bloodborne, because otherwise I'm either shouting at myself or my roommate, who's probably tired of it. So, Bloodborne livestream, Saturday, tomorrow, at 4 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 4 p.m. California time. I'm not starting at the beginning, I'm starting at wherever I was in the game, which I think is maybe 3 bosses in. I'm in the horrible, creepy forest full of snakes. So also, if you have a fear of actual phobia of snakes, please do not watch, because we're going to spend the entire time dying to snake monsters. Bloodborne is stupid hard, and all of the annoying things about all of the FromSoft games. But anyway, look, here's a rook with a bunch of swords. We did that today. Look at that silly outfit that we found on the internet and learned about. That 12th century hilariousness. Look at this seagull pirate with his cutlass and Flump. Flump, our new best friend. Figments may solicit longuses and spiders. I do not believe there are spiders until later. I will, if I see a spider, I'll turn around, run away, and then let everyone leave who's arachnophobic. I don't think I haven't found any spiders, only snakes. So many snakes. But I'll try and give warning. There are spiders in Bloodborne. So if they show up, I'll try and... I think they're much later. I think it's okay. But I'll try and warn everyone beforehand. Or at least right away. Oh no. Flump and the lungfish familiar. Oh, that's the thing I'm gonna draw later. The narwhal, lungfish, and flump. And Nicodemus's hat. Yes, this is no, this is Nicodemus. This is we didn't name the gull, but it's a good hat. Flump. Why would Flump need a sword Figment's made? Look at all those stinging tentacles. Flump is deadly, if only Flump were in water. Or if you step on Flump. Very deadly. Rook. And Osprey. So happy Swordtember, everybody. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for Angry Bloodborne. Hope you've enjoyed the glorious introduction to Swordtember with Bird D&D, our favorite adventure friends. If you're just tuning in and you're new, or you stayed from the raid, I have a Patreon. It's linked below, but I'll just say it out loud. It's Sarah with T. Everything about me is Sarah with T. So if you want to join the Patreon, go there. You get things like this when they're inked for coloring pages that you can print out in full resolution. For $5, you get sketch requests, so you can just tell me things to draw. And for $10 a month, I will mail you quarterly prints. The last group just went out because I am behind. But if you sign up soon, I'm going to do a special print thing for Halloween for my $10 patrons, because Halloween is a great holiday. So there's time to get in on that. Have a great weekend, everybody. Stay safe. Stay safe, stay well in 2020, the year of the slow-running, ever-building apocalypse. Perfect for Bloodborne. Thanks for joining me. Have a good night. And I'll see all of you later. Bye.